Hey friends, it's Len here at 1A Auto. Today I'm going to be working on a 2001 Ford Focus, and I'm going to show you how to get a left front window unstuck. Let's do it.
Okay, so here we go. First step is to make sure we know what exactly is going on, right? So I'm going to turn the key to the on position. I'm going to give the left front window a little test here. Definitely sounds like it's getting power down there. Seems as though something's binding up. So what we're going to do now, turn off the power, take the key right out so we don't kill the battery. And we're going to go ahead and remove this door panel, and we'll see what's going on behind there. So here we go. Let's start at the top. I'm just going to grab this, see if I can work it off. I might have to grab my trim tool. There we go. Okay, get that off. Just got these little tabby things. It's okay. Put it back in there for now. Okay, we have an electrical connector, as you can see. Let's see if we can figure out which way it comes off. Try going this way. Yeah, there we go. Just had to do it a little different. All I did was slide down in between the connector and the unit itself. That separated it enough to slide it right out. So here we go. I got my handy dandy screwdriver. Just gonna stick it in here. Whoop, I'm gonna shoot that across the garage. I'm gonna take my Torx bit 20. I'm gonna take out this bolt right here. If I can get it out. There's our screw. Set this aside so we can't lose it. So here we go. I've got my door trim tool, just a piece of plastic, right? I'm just gonna try to get it in here. Get this to wiggle free. There it is. Okay. Behind here, there's gonna be some electrical connectors, so we're gonna make sure we take those off. And go back to my little screwdriver. We'll take a peek in here, see what we're dealing with. Sometimes they make things hard to see. That's okay. Here we go. We got this one right here. There's a little thumb connector or thumb depressor. Just gonna push in on it. Slide this out. We always take a peek, make sure we don't have any funny colors in our electrical connectors, right? We don't want any rust or anything like that, debris, rainbow colors, all that's bad in electrical connectors. We can move along. See what we're dealing with here. Got a little connector push button right there. See if I can do it with my thumb. I can't, it's okay. Just gonna stick my small screwdriver in there once again. This tool is so handy. Now that I've got it wedged in, I'm just gonna try to pull it off. Try again here. Oops, still plugged in, that's for sure. I'm just gonna try to wedge it in, pull that off. We'll take a peek. Now we can move on to the next step. So I'm gonna use my trim tool. Once again, it's just plastic. I don't wanna go ahead and scuff up any of this, right? It's not my door panel, and if it was, I especially wouldn't wanna scuff it up. Just remove that like that, okay? There's gonna be a screw right there, Phillips. One right in there. We're gonna remove the two of these, and then we'll move along. I'm gonna grab my screwdriver right here. Just take a peek. There's one, okay. And the second one, that one's a little different. Bolt head. Why would they have it the same? That's okay. Let's grab our tool and we'll move along. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a 1/4" socket here with an extension. I'm gonna get it right in there, remove that bolt. There it is. Grab my little magnetic screwdriver there. Love that thing. Cool. I'll just wiggle this around. Okay, so this is part of the door panel. Those bolts right there held the door panel on. Now that we've got these out, I'm just gonna put my hand along the side. I can feel that there's a couple bolts down along the bottom. There's a couple more bolts, and then I'm sure along this side, a couple more. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a T20 Torx bit, and I'm gonna remove all these screws. There's one. That's what it looks like, and that's what the tool looks like. So let's go ahead and remove all those screws and we'll move along. There we are. Last one, set it aside with all the rest of them. Let's try to give the door a little wiggle. It's feeling pretty good. Cool. Just gonna go ahead up here, try to give it a little lift, see what's going on. Got our door handle. Okay. We've removed our door panel. So here we go. Let's get this foam out of the way, just so we can try to clear the way. Both clips on this side kind of go like this, okay? So when we lift, we're just gonna lift it straight up. This one right here comes this way, so it's gonna need to go that way. There's another one right here. This one comes in this direction. So at this point, now that I've got those out, I'm just gonna try to rotate it, break it free. We'll set this aside. Okay, so some of this already came off. All this is right here is sticky goo. So if you have something like this, a little plastic scraper, you can just kind of, you want to try to keep this stuff from getting on your arms or your clothes, especially. You get it on your clothes, you're going to throw it in the washer and the dryer, it's going to make a mess on all your stuff. So keep that in mind. You can use something like a razor blade if you have access to that. I like to use plastic so I don't really scratch anything so much. Not that I guess it really matters too much on the inside of your door, but it's really up to you. It's your prerogative. You do you, boo-boo. Okay, so here we go. We got this out of the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the glass. I'm gonna try to lift it up and down. Moves up and down fairly decently. Definitely doesn't seem like it's getting stuck on this side, but I noticed towards the forward area of the door, it doesn't want to lift. So now what I'm gonna do, put this out of the way. I'm gonna try to remove the speaker and see if I can get a view of what's going on back here, okay? There really isn't any place else to get in right around here, so this is gonna be my access point. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Phillips head screwdriver, remove the 4 screw holes, or screws there, and we'll get a clear view of what's going on in there. Okay, last screw's out. Let's go ahead and grab this. Right back here, a little push tab. Just give it a little squeeze, pull it out. There's our speaker. We'll set it aside so it doesn't get damaged. So now I can see inside here. Just gonna go ahead and stick my hand in here again. Try to lift up on my glass. Okay. Cool. So this is where the motor area is, where it's gonna bring it up and down. So now that I have this all opened up, I'm gonna go ahead and hook up that window switch again. I'm gonna try powering it up, and I'm gonna try to take a peek inside at the same time, making sure that my hands are clear. I don't want to get any pinch points, and we'll go from there. So here we go. I'm just going to plug this in. Okay. So now we're inside the door panel here. I can take his glass, or I can take the glass, and I can lift it up quite a bit like this, which tells me that the window regulator right here is no good. You get the motor all the way over here, and it's got some cables, and they do their thing. And one's supposed to lift up the window on that side, and one lifts the window up on this side in the track. Something's going on where the window just isn't being able to go up level. So when I try to bring the window up, that's why we would hear the clunk noise. I would push the button, and it would just kind of kink the window in and basically lock it in, so it wouldn't be going sliding up perfect. It will go and it's stuck, right? So yeah, so I got it like this now. You can move it around, you can try to get things moving. You want to be very careful for any pinch points. You don't want to get your fingers into anything where the window might pinch you somehow, and you want to make sure you're wearing safety glasses because we're messing with glass here, and safety first is the #1 concern here at 1A Auto. So I'm gonna try to make it go up real quick. So I've got it going. You can start hearing it starting to kink in, right? So I'm just gonna lift up on the glass right here, being very careful of any pinch points. Looks like I'm clear. I'm gonna go up some more. I'm just helping the window up here at this point. So there we are. At least the window's in the up position. So, you know, in case it rains or pollen or whatever, you know, you want your window up. So at this point, what I would do is I would say, that the window motor is getting power. Obviously, the window goes up and down, makes funny noises, does everything it needs to do. So the motor itself is good, but something's going on with the window regulator tracks, whether it's the track itself or it could be the cables that are located behind there. So I would just go ahead and replace this window regulator. So that's that. Let's get this back together. So now that we know what's going on in there, we're going to go ahead and order that part off of 1aauto.com. I'm just going to remove this again. Make sure my key's in the off position / out of the ignition. I don't need to kill my battery, or the battery. And now I'm just going to get everything stuck back together here. And we're just basically just sticking everything on at this point. We're going to have it all back apart in a little while, or a couple days. So we've got our little connector here. We're going to put it right in the port on the speaker. Very simple. Just squeeze it together. My 4 screws. Extra parts. Just going to start these in. I'm not going to tighten any of them down all the way until I get all of them started. Okay, now we'll just snug them all up. And then we'll move along. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and put this foam back on. We've got our little hook there, hook here, one there, one there. I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna get this one on, and then I'm gonna bring it right down and clip, clip. Those are all gonna go right into these, okay? Should be fairly simple. Let's give it a try and see just how simple or not simple it is. So one. If we can figure out how to get this to roll in there. There we are, beautiful. Let's get these lined up here. Now I'm just gonna bonk. There we are, bonk, bonk. Looks like it's in like sin. Perfect. Now we can grab that door panel and we'll get that on. So we've got our little wire here. It's nice and long. That means that it probably goes someplace way back here. This one's short, means it probably goes someplace a little closer up, right? So we'll put that through. We'll get this through. Get this stuff set up onto here. Like that. We're just gonna get the top in first. Get our handle. See if we can get it up and over. Okay, let me just show you what's happening here. Right along here, there's a lip. Right along here, there's a lip. This lip rides inside here, okay? So, just so you know, I'm gonna do it again now. This time for real. I was just faking it last time. Sorta. Getting these things on here to start can be interesting sometimes. I pressed in along the top. Grab our wires. There we go. Just come along here. Okay. So now we got all this. It's just gonna go in. We can go ahead and put in all our screws going around the outside here. We get 2 big screws there. So we'll get all these screws in, and then we're gonna go ahead and put in the rest of our molding pieces. So we've got our little 1/4 inch socket here. Our little bolt. It's gonna go in this bottom one. Remember that. Just gonna get it started in there. Not gonna tighten it up yet. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna get all the rest of them started in. There we go. You can still move the panel around a little bit. It's very important. It's gonna make it so much more easy to get all the rest of them lined up. I've got my T20 again. Same thing we used to remove them, or remove all these bolts. I'm gonna grab them, I'll show you. Got a nice little stack of them. So we'll just go ahead and put all these in. Once they're all started, we'll tighten them up, and then we'll come back up here and tighten these up as well. There we go. Okay, there's all the side bolts. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten up those ones on the handle real quick. And my 1/4 inch. There we are. Phillips head. Nice and tight. This piece right here. Get one screw hole. It's gonna go right there. Okay. You can get this all connected back in. Just connect the big one right here. There it is. Cool. Get this one. They're going the right way. Ooh. Touchy, touchy. Make sure I put it in the unlock position, right? Don't want to lock ourselves out. Okay. Now I did it. There we go. Now I'm cooking. Get all my wires back there. Everybody's happily where they want to be. I'm gonna give this a bonk. There we go. Just gonna grab my last screw right there. We'll put that in. We'll put on our little trim piece right here. There's this. Got a little tab there. Nothing really too much right there. So we'll put that in. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slide in the backside. Perfect. Grab my T20 again. A little cover. There's that. Here we go. Our mirror. Just gonna grab the wire. Just gonna clip right in the back here, right? We already took it out, so we know we can go back in. Just gotta get this around the back side there. Slide it in. Oops, I pushed the little switch through. Okay. There it is. Very nice. We get this little clip, and this one. We're gonna put these on first, which is those. And then once we bring it around, we'll slap this one right in there, okay? So let's just try to get them lined up. Okay, looks pretty good. Pop that in there. Okay, let's give everything a try real quick. Try locking it. Locked. Unlocked. Very cool. I'm not gonna try putting down the driver's window because we're gonna wait for that new regulator. Passenger side works. Let's try the mirror. Looks good. Perfect. So now we know we need a regulator. We've got the door panel back on. Once we get that regulator in the mail from 1aauto.com, we'll be all set. We're gonna know how to install it. It's gonna be easy peasy. Make sure you check out that video. Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Visit 1aauto.com for quality auto parts shipped to your door, the place for DIY auto repair. And if you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button.